Nah, nanti.
Hello, students. Hello. Hello, Dr. Amujad sir. Hello.
Hello. Good evening, sir. Amudraj.
Good evening, sir. Good, sir. How are you?
Fine.
Fine. So we'll wait for 5 more minutes and then start.
Yes, sir. We'll start in another 5 minutes.
Okay.
साउंड क्या करता ना
Sony phone ನೆಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ Sony phone ನೆಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ ಯೋಗಾಸನ ಕಲಿತಾರೆ ನೋಡಿ ಹಾಕ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಾರ ಕಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಲಿಂಕ್ ಕಳಿಸ್ತಾ ನಿಮಗೆ ಯಾರತ್ತೆ ಈ ಸೋನಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ सोनी
Dr. Vinoth, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, I'm here. Yeah. We'll start
the session, sir.
Yeah, so before we start, we can have a quick, video for yourself. Maybe you can have a print screen so you can keep it for IAC record.
Okay, sir. Okay. I already taken screenshot.
But maybe students can come and show their face, whoever can show their, unmute their video. That will be great. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Chandan?
Sir.
Yeah, you. Yeah.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Good evening. Yeah. So we are having faculty members from our college or from other colleges too. They have joined.
Other colleges also. Our college faculty also participating. Other IAC members also participating.
Oh, very good, very good. Okay. Maybe quickly, like maybe if we have a guest from some other college, maybe 1 or 2 minutes, they can quickly introduce themselves. So like Dr. Ravana, Dr. Rajshekhar, I can see like Professor D.N. Sangha, I couldn't get the full name. So maybe sir, 2 minutes, you can give a brief intro about yourself.
Sangamesh. Professor Sangamesh.
Hello, Dr. Sangamesh. Okay. All right. Or maybe we can start, and as time goes, they can introduce themselves. Okay, very good. Guys, I will turn on my video because I think there is some latency in my end, I think. Okay. All right. First of all, I like to sincerely thank Rajarajeshwari Group of Institution Management Principal, IAC President Dr. Amudraj Sir, and Dr. Ramanan, IAC President, ACSC, and also if any other members from RRMCH, the Medical College, faculties or students or other management staff over here, and I sincerely thank them for giving me the opportunity. And I have been doing the program with the RR Group of Institution for almost like 3 years now. This is my 3rd year, and in fact, we started our program in IAC 1.0. We successfully completed our 2.0 program, and we are in our 4th quarter of our IAC 3.0. So I think RR Group of Institution is one of the few institutions who have adapted this IAC in a very religious way, meaning they are conducting this program continuously, I would say. That is very important, rather than inviting speakers or resource person in a discrete fashion. They do it. They trusted with Pongu Ventures, and they given me this opportunity, so that there is a flow in this. Although creation of startup is an iterative process, the program should be, it should be conducted in a continuous manner. Otherwise, the student will get lost. They don't know what we are doing, or they'll get a little confused. So in this manner, I think they're doing a pretty good job in organizing all these events in a very systemic, methodical way. So again, I thank the IAC coordinators. Apart from the IAC president, Dr. Ramadraj, like all the coordinators and student coordinators are doing a fantastic job, I would say. So in both ACSC and RRC. All right, students, please go ahead and unmute yourself. If you have any question, maybe you can unmute and ask questions. So today, as I said, we are in our 4th quarter program. Am I right? So 3 quarters, I think we are done. And since the 1st and 2nd quarter program has merged, the IAC has merged it. AACT MIC has merged the 3rd and 4th quarter program, and we have time till July 31st to complete. Maybe probably after that they will be coming with the innovation contest or something. So hopefully we are we have finished the program related to lo-fi prototype building, and then we talked about business model canvas and all other things. And since we are in the end of the whole IAC program for IAC 3.0, there are very interesting topics AACT has chosen, in the sense like they want the faculties and students to have a pretty good understanding about incubators and accelerators in general. And apart from this, there is one more interesting topic too, like raising angel funds. So these are 2 interesting topics, but today our focus will be on incubators and accelerators. So pretty much, by this time, it is like a basic part of the vocabulary for any startup entrepreneurs. Am I right? So you might be hearing this very often, like incubator, like AACT is also insisting on opening pre-incubators and incubators. So but still, I would say some students and faculty members, they have a little vague understanding of what really is a business incubator. And of course, maybe for some, accelerator is a new vocabulary that you're learning today. but these are important jargons, and you should know what is going on in the incubation and acceleration side, not only here in your campus, but also nationwide, because from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, central government and state government are trying to set up incubation centers in academic institution as well as with some private entities. And also there are some global accelerator program where our startups are engaged with, like Y Combinator and Techstars. So I think you should have a little more understanding about what incubator and accelerator is all about if you are a startup entrepreneur. Okay, so I will talk about our RRBA business incubator. Of course, we are not yet a recognized incubator from any central government, but with funding from our own management, since our chairman's mission is to promote entrepreneurship and create job creators. He's funding on its own, in fact, and he's ready to fund as many startups, companies, within the campus. Maybe it's a student or faculty startup. He's trying to encourage in that way. So that I will be talking to you probably at the end of this. How RRBA is setting up incubation centers. It's a common incubation center for ACA students and RRC students, as well as for RR Medical College students, under one umbrella called RR Business Incubator. So before that, I'll be talking about the local academic institution setting up incubators. Then I'll be talking about some corporates in the nationwide, and then I'll be talking about the global accelerator program also today. So this will give, as I said, it will be a very interesting thing for you to know about what is happening throughout the world that relates to incubation and acceleration side, and how you can participate. So you don't think that is a distant entity for you. You can be part of that organization if you think, even if you're in a final year of your study, or if you're a graduated student, doesn't matter. Because even global accelerator program like YC Y Combinator and Techstars, they do take entrepreneurs globally. So from India, they are taking, for every cohort, they are taking many entrepreneurs, and many aspiring entrepreneurs are being part of the program, and they're building very big companies. So you think like companies like Misho, and there are a couple of other companies, they are in a big level now. They are almost going for $1 billion valuation. So those companies are part of Y Combinator. So you don't think that, how I'm sitting here, how can I be part of a global accelerator program like YC? Am I right? So just listen to this program very, very carefully, because when you see, you can see, you are going to be a natural product of RRBA incubator. So you are going to be an incubator of RRBA. There is no doubt about it. But that doesn't mean that you cannot collaborate with other national or global incubators around the world. So you will become a co-incubator of any other incubator that is there. So because one incubator cannot provide all the services a startup entrepreneur wants. Okay. And there is one more area also, that is emerging, called venture studios. Although in India, we are in a very early stage, but accelerator and incubators are penetrated in a very big way. So at least, I would say now we have more than 400-500 incubators across India. 5 years back, the number was very less. The recognized incubator centers are at least, central government recognized incubators are like, I would say, more than 250 or 300, like DST funded incubator, or AIM, Atal Innovation Mission has set up closer to 70 to 80 incubation center, and most of them are started their operation. Of course, since it's pandemic time, they haven't started few, but in the next 1-2 year time period, you can see like more incubators from AIM will be there. That is under Niti Aayog scheme. They have promoted a lot of incubation centers now around India, mostly in the academic side, I would say. So guys, a very, very important thing, I'll give a detailed difference between what is accelerator, what is incubator, and what is a venture studio. Okay? Before that, you just have one, this, you take like a snapshot of this and have a understanding about at what stage you want to get incubated, or whether I want to choose a venture studio or I want to be part of an accelerator program. Okay. If you are just an aspiring individual, you have an entrepreneur, then you can, of course, you can choose a venture studio model. I will tell what is a venture studio model in the later slide. But if you are an ideation stage startup, you just need a good idea and a lo-fi prototype to enter most of the incubators now, in academic incubation centers, I would say. So even for our RRBA, our management is ready to fund. If you have a solid business model with a good idea, they're ready to give space and everything. And you can, if you're a pre-startup, we can help you convert that into a startup company by the time you graduate. So say, for example, in the third year, you want to start your startup and you want to enter our incubation and get support from the management. There are a lot of support, I would say, but you cannot get every support from a single incubation center. So that's why AICT also has some program called co-incubation program, where you can tie up or you can be part of 2 or 3 incubators at a time. That's okay, because as a co-incubatee, you can associate with 1 or 2 incubators at a given time period. So maybe one incubation center can give you space, the other can give you mentorship, the other can even give you a fund. So, and everybody is going to use your name as an incubatee of them. That's okay. But at the end of the day, our nation has to build more startups, and our economy has to flourish. So that is the notion. So it is not that, hey, I am part of this, can I go get help from other incubation? Absolutely. That is why in ARIA ranking itself, they have given something called co-incubation. So if you're a student or a faculty member of any institution, don't be hesitant to partner with other incubation center through a co-incubation partnership or something. So this is what I like to say, because in any one given incubation setup, you cannot expect everything. And it's very hard, am I right? The resources, everything is finite. So you have to think about, you have to have a broader mindset in having some kind of a co-incubation, partnership with other incubators. So if you are a very early stage startup, then incubation is the best thing, because it takes time for your venture to build a product, then an MVP, then go with the GTM, that is go-to-market strategy. Everything is going to take some amount of time. So you cannot build a company overnight in like 2-3 months and launch your product and may start making money. So you plan now, maybe in 1-2 year time period, it will, you can get your, first revenue, I would say, So it is not going to happen overnight. So this 2 years of planning is needed, so that you can enter an incubator immediately in your first or second month, and you can engage with the incubator as an incubatee. But say, for example, after 1 year you build your MVP, or you're about to build your MVP, and you have a solid co-founding team, say 2 or 3 member team, and you have a very, very clear idea, and you also have validated your idea, and you have a POC ready, or your prototype ready, you would say, you just in the process of building your MVP, then that is the time, you have to enter an accelerator program. Accelerator program or 3 to 6 months program, unlike an incubator program. Incubation program are designed for 1 to 2 years. It is little slow, because incubation understands that, for your startup to grow, it takes some time. So, you get incubated first, and then you can plan to enter an accelerator when the time comes for you to immediately, go in a growth mode. Say, for example, you are entering Y Combinator, the accelerator program for 3 months. Once you complete that and graduate, you will have a pretty decent seed fund with you of 120K US dollar. That is pretty much like 80 to 90 lakhs, I would say. With that money, you can come back, and it's a 3-month program in Silicon Valley. So you attend that program and you come back here. That is a global program. But even in India, there are a lot of accelerator program too. I'll be coming, through that. But the most successful one is the Y Combinator one. So I'll be, setting that as a standard, and I'll be comparing with other accelerator program as goes. So, I would also encourage you, maybe down the road, after your incubation period, you can get accelerated with some kind of a global accelerator. That should be your aim. So guys, I hope I'm not fast. Maybe I'm speaking fast, but I'm not fast, and you are with me. I'm right. So anytime, of course, I don't want to wait till the end. And if you have any queries, no problem. You raise your hand, in the chat window, you can put it, and I can immediately clear it. So we can have an interactive session from the beginning. So okay. So this is the three things you have to understand. Accelerators are, it's a short program, 3 to 6 months of program, where you are in the you finished your validation, and you're about to have traction for your startup. Okay. Incubators are like a regular thing. It's a 1 to 2 year program. So you enter in any incubation centers, and you start with your idea, then you go with your POC prototype. It's a lengthy process, but incubation understands very clearly that it takes some time for you to build any venture. So okay, it's a 2-year process. You want to sacrifice something in your life if you want to become a startup entrepreneur. You cannot enjoy, maybe immediately after your graduation, you cannot enjoy a paycheck of 5 lakhs, 10 lakhs. You go work in an MNC and you'll be making money. But when you're doing your own business, it's going to take you some amount of time. I would say significant time. Only very few, 1-2% are lucky to make revenue from the beginning. Because to come up with a good revenue or business model, it takes time. That is the reason you need an incubation center. Think like in RRBA, you are given a co-working space for 5 to 10 of your employees and for your co-founders. You cannot go rent a space elsewhere, am I right? Till you make a decent revenue in your company, how can you pay rent in Koramangala or somewhere in Bangalore, am I right? So, and more than that, see, they get people like in a company like us, like Pongu Ventures, to do all the we bring in like almost by this time we would have brought in like 5 to 10 experts from our team members to train you guys on how to set up startup companies and how to run it. So these are the things an incubator gives you access to us. And tomorrow you get access to an investor, or they give you access to mentorship. So this you cannot expect in some other institution or colleges who doesn't have incubator. So these are the things as a pre-startup you're getting now. Am I right? This is part of, I would say, is an incubation program. Although these are an IAC program, they methodically come up with this curriculum in a way that if you are sincerely following from first quarter, I would say by this time you will have a pretty good understanding about how to build a startup venture. You agree with me? Can anyone from RRC, can you tell, like, since the beginning, from our quarter one, what all activities we have done? Chandan?
Yes, sir. Sir, we have gone through the ideation process. Then how can we build a sustainable how could we evaluate our idea is valid and our customer needs it, and then we go through how to build a prototype, and then we come across business model canvas and lean canvas, and regarding how what is meant by what do we call as least viable prototype or yeah that kind of thing, and then we come across a
minimum viable product, that is MVP.
Yes, and then we come across the market viable prototype. Then yes, after that we get guided steps regarding those.
And one more student. Very good. Bye. Anyone other student? That's it. So guys, can anyone tell me, leave about business incubator. General, what do you mean by incubation? For hatching eggs, we use the word incubator, and we keep a baby born in 7 or 8 months, not a matured one. They keep in a neonatal care and incubator. So leave about business incubation. First of all, what is incubation? Can anyone come forward and say the definition of incubator?
It might be a space which helps in development of a particular thing or some.
Very good. Your name, Pa? Your name?
Deepak, sir.
Yeah. Sometimes you have to artificially do certain things, am I right? Because naturally you are just a 20 or 21-year-old student. How can you have some kind of you don't have experience? First of all, you're all kids, am I right? In the teen, you just cross your teenage and you are there, but you want to do business. So that is the reason, business incubation first of all came into picture. So you are in a very protective space with people like us, and the institution will be there, and we are guiding you till a point where you can run on your own. Am I right? Say, for example, a baby born in a premature baby, instead of baby born in 10 months, if a baby would have born in like 7, 8 months, they keep in an incubator till that baby can, breathe on its own or something, they keep on the incubator. The same way, think in that way. You, as a young entrepreneur, you are in the incubation with surrounded by some experts and everyone, where we are giving you constant advice and hand holding to reach a point where you as a person you can run on your own and do everything. All right. So in a simple term, think that in one line, business incubator handholds you till you run on your own. But holistic, if you take in a very holistic way, it is not just one thing. Just giving a space alone for you is not going to help. For some, we have to validate your idea. For some, you need a co-working space. For some, you need prototype fund. For some, you want to need a technical team building. So you can use your own college classmates as your employee, as an intern, and you can do that. So we teach you how to start a startup with or without, with little money or with no money. First of all, every business needs some kind of, even you want, as I told you, even to start a petty shop down the road or as a grocery shop, you need like 2 or 3 lakhs. The same way that there is always a minimal factor everywhere. That's it. You don't need crores or lakhs of money to start a startup, especially technology startup. Am I right? So business incubation center teach you how to start a startup in a very frugal way. First of all, we help validate your ideas. We give you office space. We give you training. We get access to IPR experts, legal experts, auditor, accountant. You tell me whoever you want, I'll help you on the ongoing process. Or the resource person like us. So I will list you, like I can say, there are like more than 50-100 services an incubation center can provide, but just take this into account. Every incubator cannot give all the services, because as I said, there is, of course, incubation center also have a limitation. That's the reason you have to tie up with, you have to have co-incubation partnership with other incubation centers also. So we can help you with the business basic. We help you network with people like us, or I can bring you an expert sometimes, and get you connected with them, and we can provide you cubicle or an open space. We provide you high-speed internet access for all your initial employees, like say 5 to 10 employees you bring in. Then you want any help in accounting, financial, or legal assistant, definitely related to any regulatory aspect or your company formation or a private limited company law, we can help you with that. I can bring you expert in that, not a problem. And then we are in the process of getting, Dr. Amudraj and his team is working on getting some government grants, like setting up ideation lab and other things. So once they have grants, they can distribute to all the startup companies like you, whoever is willing to do that. So you have access to grants. And certain banks, now are trying to tie up with incubation centers to provide loans for certain startup too. Previously, they were very reluctant, but now banks are coming forward to give loans without any collateral. So that is a great news. We help you with the presentation skill. Not only that, sometimes you need a customer base. We help you link to the strategic partner, how you can get some customer base or your suppliers or your vendors. So even we work in that fashion too. In Pongu Ventures, we help our incubating companies to link them to some strategic partners too. Then, of course, you're seeing these are like a very comprehensive business training program you're getting on a regular basis, I would say, through IAC actually. Then once you set up a company, you will have a, your advisory and board and your mentors will be assigned for you. You have to have an individual management team also. That also will help. Maybe you just have one co-founder, then, we'll help you in getting 2 or 3 another co-founders, who can complement your skill set. I think we are seeing most of them, you are like a, you're one person said you're looking for a hacker kind of a person as a co-founder. The other said you need a hipster. Am I right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So these are like, top management or a co-founding team. Then of course the second level is like your, if you're building an app or some other thing, you definitely need a good CTO who is a programmer. That programmer can be your employee with the ESOP option, or they can be your co-founder where you can give an equity like you. Say for example, you have 3 founders, you're starting a company, you can give 20 or 30% to that guy, and you can take him if he's going to work full time with you. So these are the things, we help you how to structure it, because these are knowledge you won't be having as a technical education, you're doing, whether it's a computer science engineer or a mechanical engineer, you won't be having this kind of an understanding about how to structure your company. Then these are regular things, how do you present, in a conference, how do you go attend a workshop in an international level. All those business etiquette will be, will be teaching you as time goes. I'll be talking, I'll be taking a separate session about technology commercialization, because that is a very big topic. I don't want to jump into it. See, I put like 3 slides. Why is that? Incubation provide many services, but you have to have a clear understanding that one incubation center cannot give everything. So every incubation center has a strength. Okay, so now, guys, there is some noise from somebody's side, so I need you to mute it. Yeah. So now I'll be giving a detailed list about academic institution centers. Some corporate incubation centers are there. Some global accelerators are there. Just figure out now, in this past 2-3 years, many incubators are funded by AIM, Atal Innovation Mission, Niti Aayog. As I said, there are 70 to 80 incubation centers, AAC and ACAC, both are funded by AIM. Every state has like at least, I would say, 2 or 3 AAC already started functioning. So that is, those people are ready to fund to the tune of giving grant to the tune of like 10 to 20 lakhs. That is part of the 1,000 crore that is being allocated by Finance Ministry in the recent budget for startups through incubation centers. So AIM will be one of important incubators, incubation centers, where they'll be funding startups to the tune of 10 to 20 lakhs. These are grant money. If you have a solid business plan with a good team, very easy to avail that 20 lakhs fund. They'll be start distributing from the next few months. So get your business plan ready, get your team ready. If you have a structure, then it's very good. You're registered as a private limited company. You need any help, definitely we are there. That is why RRBA is engaged with the Pongu Ventures. We have a MOU where that's why we are dealing with it. So you want to have any kind of how the business formation and everything, please feel free to contact us. We will help you with that. And apart from that, the age-old incubation centers for past 7 to 10 years, they are running like most TBA, like DST supported incubators. And most of the IIT has incubation centers. RTBA is a rural technology-based incubation center for IIT Chennai. Like this, you take, every IIT, IIT Bombay has a sign, IIT Delhi has incubation centers. So every IIT have incubation centers. These are recognized, I would say, but AACD recommends now to start incubation center, but they are not recognized incubation centers, but still they provide many services too, like RRBA. We give co-working space, we give a prototype fund, we give other networking assistant, we give you business training and everything. So keep in mind, you not only associate with us, you can associate as a co-incubation. You can ask me how to get, a co-incubation partnership with other incubation centers where you can develop your product and service. See, I am also a chief executive of National Engineering College Business Incubation Center, where we fund many, incubators, in fact, for minimal viable product every year. As a co-incubator, you can be from our Rajarajeswari College, no problem. You still can get funds from our incubation centers. So don't think there are ample funds are available. You just have to know how to approach a particular incubation center or accelerator at the right time with a right formation of team, your structure, your idea, and a prototype. That's it. So that is the reason we are constantly giving you advice on how to start a startup from day one. See, these are other interesting things. See, this one is an academic incubation centers like IITs or the college like us, or university-based incubation centers. But there are some angels and venture capitals also are running business incubation centers. And Bangalore is like a startup capital of India. Am I right? Everyone set up a shop in every angel and VC. They have a office there in Bengaluru. See, NSRCL have tied up with IAMB, and they're running a good business incubation program every year. And Indian Angel Network, is one of the angel network. They have a startup incubator in Mumbai, and now India's first integrated incubator program. A fund, a venture fund. They have an incubation center, Venture Catalyst, and of course everybody knows about Vadani Foundation. Am I right? So you just compare here. So don't think do I have to be stick with academic incubation center? Not necessarily. You can you can be part of this at the same time, and you can be a co-incubator of these academic institutions. So 2 or 3 incubation centers, two I would say, not 3. You can stick on with one incubation center, and you can definitely approach fund for other incubation centers. These are state government run incubators. Kerala has their own startup mission, and it's a huge facility, I would say. More than 1 lakh square feet of office space is available. You want to go set up a office in Kerala through this incubation program, and you can apply. Definitely, you will get it. And Startup Odisha is a very big program. And Tamil Nadu just starting up EDA, Entrepreneurship Development Institute, has tied up with state government, and they're doing a phenomenal job. And of course, Karnataka Tech Innovation Hub is doing hardware-based incubation center throughout the state. It's powered by they are tied up with the company IKP, and they're doing a fantastic thing. And in Telangana, they have T-Hub. So you should have knowledge. Okay, so maybe you are from Karnataka or Kerala, or maybe you are a student from everywhere. Every state government has its own incubation centers. So getting grant money is very easy for a startup. Now, I spoke about, I spoke about incubation centers. These are the services I talked about, 1, 2, and 3. But accelerator have a different definition, in fact. See, accelerators have different definition because accelerator program are just tuned to only 3 months to 6 months. But incubation program are tuned to 1 year or 2 years. It's a lengthy program. You get incubated first and then plan to enter an accelerator. Y Combinator does 2 cohorts in a year in Silicon Valley. You as a student, if you're a 4th year student, you can plan to go do the 3-month program by next April, or the summer program they have. For that, the application will be Jan end, I think. So now itself you plan for that. You get incubated now in RRBA for next 6 months. Like this, you do sincerely everything. And I'll guide you how to apply for Y Combinator. You don't have to spend a single rupee or single penny. They will be funding you for your air travel, to stay, for your 2 co-founders there. And then after 3 months, you can even come with 80 or 90 lakhs money, and you can set up an office here in Bangalore. So it is not an incubator, it's an accelerator program. Y Combinator, global accelerator program. But of course, in India too, there are companies running accelerator program like Cisco, the big corporate MNCs, Google Accelerator are there. Flipkart recently started called Leap. If you are a B2B or a B2C startup, an app or a mobile-based startup, Flipkart is ready to provide support. And Microsoft has their own accelerator program. Excuse me. One minute, guys. I have to drink water. Give me time. So far, so good, I think. Are you with me, guys?
Sir, we are.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good. So can you summarize like till now what we have? First of all, what is the difference between incubation and accelerator is very important. So you don't have to think that you as a student how can I enter an accelerator program, or how can I enter a incubation program of other institute or other corporate program. You are eligible. It doesn't matter. Nobody asks you a degree or something to enter an accelerator program or an incubation program. All you have to have is a good startup idea. Your hypothesis should be tested in some scenarios, and you should have a prototype. So these are MNC based accelerator program in India, because Flipkart is owned by Walmart now. Google is an MNC, Microsoft, Cisco, am I right? And same way Indian companies like Times Group has their own accelerator program, and GSF. Okay, so my advice is always, student, you should focus on entering into Y Combinator or accelerator program like Techstars. So these are very popular one. They started in 2005 with just like 10 startup in a year. Every year they help. Now they're helping 700 to 800 startup. Out of it, from India alone, every year like 10 to 20 startups are entering that program. Every year, I would say, every 6 months they have 2 program now. Now it's a virtual. During the pandemic time, it's a virtual program they are doing. You don't, you get all the benefits the same way in the virtual program also. Your fund, your connection, everything happened virtually during this time. Maybe next year if they open door, you can go to Silicon Valley. So this is a new model of funding. Am I right? So this accelerator program is a very new model for early stage startup. For India, it's new. Maybe for the past 5-6 years, people are enjoying this. So twice a year, they invest like 120K US dollars. Accelerator program. So try aim for Y Combinator now itself. Okay. So to summarize, what an accelerator means is, it's unlike incubation. You just, you cannot go and say, I have an idea. You should you should do your homework the next 6 months to 1 year very quickly. You develop your business model. I taught you how to do a business model canvas. I told you how to come up with a co-founding team. By this time, you should have a solid team. Hacker, hipster, and hoarder. You have a mix. You should have. The mix of 4 H team you should have by this time. And you should have a minimal viable product ready by at least by December or sometime. Then you apply for it. You have a pretty good chance. Maybe you apply 1-2 times. Of course you get rejection the first time. Maybe the second 6 month. If you apply, most of the startup they applied second time they got it. Second or third time. If you're consistent. If you're really sincere and you're growing your business, they'll see that and they'll get you onboarded. So it's just a very short program, but 3 months, but it's very effective, where you can build $1 billion company. Because this accelerator program will give you 100% seed fund support at the end of the thing. So that is a good thing, am I right? See, in Pongu Ventures, we started a venture studio model. I said like 3 things: incubation, acceleration, and venture studio. but there are some students, they are not programmers or engineers or marketing people. They're just, an aspiring entrepreneur. Maybe a student or an experienced people or a failed entrepreneur, doesn't matter. We do everything for them. We provide them with programmers, we provide them with app building, we provide them with marketing thing. Then you might ask, what is the role of an entrepreneur, So we help them. We just don't give advice. We just build everything with the entrepreneurs. And maybe 6 months to 1 year, we just go run with them. The time will come, we'll think, okay, hey, this entrepreneur can take this forward, we'll step back and we'll be just as a partner, we will be back and they'll be running after that as a co-founder. We just act as a promoter in that scenario. So this is where, we now currently, we are venture building closer to 12 to 13 startup in Pongu Ventures. So as a startup venture, builder. So this is a new model, in fact, coming up in India, and we are seeing there is a lot of demand for this. So that is why, it is like a third model, I would say: incubation, acceleration, and a venture studio model, where we'll come up with a company, we'll have an idea, we will develop a product, and we'll develop team, everything, and we'll bring entrepreneur then. And then we'll ask them to run that company for them. So this is a model we are trying to now, build for the past 1-2 years, and that we see many, I would say, not only student entrepreneurs, other faculty entrepreneurs or external entrepreneurs are also interested in being part of a startup venture studio. So this one I have shown you what we are doing in Pongu Ventures, from problem discovery till pre-launch of a company. We handhold them. We literally, we take care of certain operations in the company. Am I right? We don't just give a plain advice saying, hey, do this, do that. That is like a, plain mentorship. That we, but some entrepreneurs cannot just do everything with mentorship. They need hand holding, like say, okay, we are part of their idea formation. We help them in developing a prototype, or we help them if it's a web app or mobile app. We help them in building that. We come up with a business plan. We come up with a business model along with them. We build a team along with them. We partner with them, and then we help them launch. But we are very selective in this. In a year, we take only like 5 to 10 maximum, and then we are doing this because it's like it consumes a lot of time for us. So we want to work on this on a given startup in a very religious manner. So now it's a very important slide, guys. Very, very important. Have a very good understanding about what incubators, accelerators, and venture studio is all about. Incubators are mostly a non-profit entity that is attached to an institution like college or university, predominantly. Kindly let us know the approximate cost involved in venture studio program. What is your name? Maybe you can Cyril Prasanna. Maybe you can email me. That is a separate session altogether. There are different kind of engagement, so different model altogether. So I can we can have a one-on-one offline chat. You can email me, and or you can give a WhatsApp A770-860-5247. I'm giving my number too. You just text me. You are from Cyril Prasanna. You are from our institution, or you are from some other institution? External. Okay, you are a faculty member, student, or an external entrepreneur? Okay, you can type, yeah. So guys, have a very good understanding. So see, if you're entering an incubator, definitely you need to have a team and some kind of a business plan. But accelerators look mostly for business model with good pre-revenue stage startups. You cannot just go with an idea and say, I want to enter an accelerator. They will just kick us out. So get your startup, get it shaped, get it structured ready. Private limited company is best, and always have a good founding team. As I said, tester, hacker, coder. Like how Chandan needs these three people, have this mix of four before you enter an accelerator. Don't just apply for accelerator with, just with an idea without a MVP or without a prototype. That is, typically they don't entertain that, so you'll get rejection. So don't waste your time in that. So you do incubation for 6 months to 1 year, and then you plan to enter an accelerator program, whether in India or a global program. Or you just want, you don't want a headache of running on your own. You want to partner with us. Then you approach a venture studio. Venture studios are very less. Like I would say, it's just a new model coming up in India, because in New York and in Europe, venture studio is a little common, venture building model. But in India, it's just popping up, where we will do everything in getting the idea, getting the product ready. Everything will be there, but you will be like a partner. You come and join us. So this is what venture typically, am I right? So accelerators will give you fund, but incubators give you grant. Grant is something free. You get it. It doesn't mean free in the sense, sometimes they give us a soft loan, you have to return it. If they give 10 lakhs, they might take a equity of like 2 to 5% sometimes, or they'll give you as a soft loan. Maybe after 2 years, you have to return it back or something like that with like zero interest. It's good sometimes. But venture studio sometimes like a fee based, because since somebody else do everything for you, and you run it after, a period that they grow and give you. Am I right? It's like your company, but somebody else is building for you everything, like a partner. So till the new founders are able to run their business on their own, venture studio will be doing everything from marketing to technology building to getting new customers for you. They involve in your operational part. Okay. So venture studios also, we also tie up with many academic institutions where we'll give co-working space. So we work in that model. So instead of we giving directly a space, we'll tie up with some incubation center and we'll give you space if you approach us. So venture studio doesn't give soft loan. Accelerator doesn't give soft loan. Soft loan in the sense with no interest, you have a moratorium till like 1-2 year or sometimes 3-year period, you can repay later, because their goal is different. Incubators' goals are different. Unlike accelerator, because accelerators are for-profit company and incubators are non-profit mostly. Even RRBA is a non-profit and it's registered as a society under Societies Act. But accelerators and venture studio registered as a private limited, another profitable company. Am I right? So this is the difference. Anyway, even with incubators also, they engage with external people like us to run their incubators. Sometimes, it is very hard for every academic institution to run an incubation center unless and otherwise they have DST grant or some central government or state government support to the tune of 5 to 10 crore. If they don't have that, it is impossible to run incubators, full-fledged incubators. So they can give only select services, like how we are doing in RRBA. So in Rajarajeshwari Business Incubator, we registered as incubator as under Societies Act, as a non-profit one. This incubator is for everyone, RRC, ACSE, and for medical college. That's a good thing they have done, and bring under a common umbrella, and so that people can have cross-pollination in the sense like you can have co-founders from across other colleges within RRBA too. So Rajarajeshwari group of institutions. So that is a good thing. So our management is committed to give prototype funding for aspiring student and faculty entrepreneurs. And definitely you'll get a fantastic co-working space. You see RRC, the first floor, they're willing to give even more space. If there are more teams, like more than 10 or 20 startups are coming up, they're ready to give a dedicated 1 or 2 floor. That's what when I spoke with the executive director and the top management people, they're willing to do that. They're very committed in helping the students. So I would say take, you have to get advantage of what is there, as a resource. Am I right? Because you students, you have only finite amount of resource and time. But how do you build a startup before the time you graduate? All these things you can plan, and also have a clear understanding what incubators, accelerators, and venture studio does. So you can take advantage of these everything. In fact, sometimes you can have a combination. You take a help of venture studio for first 6 months to 1 year, and then you can enter an accelerator, and by the time you can have a co-working space with incubator. So you can have a mixed model. The smart people does that. So you plan maybe 2022 you want to enter an accelerator, but before that you don't have time to do everything on your own. So you are outsourcing everything to a venture studio to build a startup for you, and they'll do everything for you. Of course, there is a fee involved for that, a fee plus an equity base, but it is a strategic thing some entrepreneur does. And then parallelly, you have your co-working space with incubators, and also we will help you arrange some grant also. So that might help you. So a person having a combination of all the three is also good. I would say it is not that, every type has its own advantage. So don't think that choosing an incubator is good or accelerator is good. It's a stage. At what stage? At some, for some there is no time. Maybe you are a full-time faculty, maybe you cannot do on your own. You just outsource to us, saying, I want a startup, this is my area of interest, that's it. We'll do everything, by the time you'll be a co-founder after 1 year, and you can come and run your company after 1 year. So think in that way. That is also, pretty easy. But you have to have the true entrepreneurial spirit in running that. Not just, I would say, without being an entrepreneur in your DNA, you cannot be part of anything, I would say, first of all. Whether it's a venture studio or incubator accelerator, you should have the thirst, okay, I want to launch a startup. Yeah, now anybody can summarize this, all the three type, what we are talking about. I'll quickly come from the beginning here. I talked about what is an accelerator. Accelerator always, expect you to have a business model, and you should be having some kind of a growth model at that time when you're entering, not just with an idea. Okay. So your ambition should be entering Y Combinator the next 1 or 2 year time period. Of course, I would not say other programs are bad, but based on the location, if you are in Bengaluru, then you can go for NSRCL, type, or even Karnataka Innovation Hub if you're a hardware thing. And these are VC backed business incubation centers, I would say. They do fund and they incubate sometimes. So this is good. It is not that I would say this is bad or this is good, nothing like that. Maybe if you're choosing NSRCL, maybe you are in Bangalore and you're closer, and you choose that. If you're in Mumbai, you choose like IAN, and try to get fund from AIM. Am I right? AIM funded incubation centers like AIC or ACAC. Try to connect with the closest AIC or ACAC, and just start applying. After 6 months, once you have a business model and your private limited company ready, then go ahead and do that. That will be good. Okay, so see, business incubators in an academic institution is mainly for job creation and wealth. That is the motto they have come up with, for a non-profit thing. So take advantage of that, and you are going to provide job in the campus. So this is what they want. They are not expecting anything from you. So these are the services. So don't look for all the services in one incubation center. Whatever the services you get, just avail that, and you get it. So business incubation centers have a different definition. Guys, I'm coming from reverse to think. So at what stage you have to enter which kind of a model, you have to think whether an accelerator, incubator, or a venture studio. Okay, just have this understanding. And any question, guys, now? And I want two guys to summarize the difference between the three things. I would again call first Chandan and then another student. Yeah, Chandan, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Let's have a look at incubator. Incubator is usually conducted to to have job opportunities created in a social cause, as for social cause. So they don't apply grant, they don't apply like loans, and they load you with heavy equity. They give money for grant. And so that in incubator you don't need like you don't need to have a complete business model to be set up, but you have to you have to have some ideation set up and have a like a bit of aspiring thing is enough, so that you could go and ask an like incubator to set up you, to give a setup so that you could go and improve your startup to startup from an ideation stage to a prototyping stage. When you are done with your prototyping stage, you can usually you can choose to go to ventures or an accelerator program. But one thing, accelerator program only accepts when your prototyping is done and MVP is done, you're on a certain level of growth stage. But and venture program is a more of like a friendly group of guys who like accept that. But what they do, they have us as a partner, and they'll run everything for us. Like when you as you may be a hacker means that you are good in the technical stuff and you have come up with a really good technical prototype. But you know like most of them don't know financial what are the financial things, what are they do, like accounting and stuff. What should they go on for their startup to launch and have a successful business plan. So what the ventures do, they'll help you all over through this span to, so that you could get have a clear business idea and business model to set up in front of an accelerator program. Or and then accelerator program are when you have a some certain growth stage, they help you to grow and by providing loans and soft loans and supports, and they connect with the customers, or they provide support by letting angel investors to like invest you and get you noticed. So by that I'll end my this,
Very, very good, bro, very good. I have, yeah, very good. I have two faculty members, from other institution. Dr. Rajshekhar is from Matpati Department Mechanical Engineering. Maybe if, sir, you can unmute. If you have a chance, you can give your feedback, or what is that your expectation, or how is your institution in the process of setting incubation centers in your campus, and how you are going to engage with external person like us or other things, how you're doing and how you're running your IAC program, that will help us. So and also
Good evening. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, please, yeah, go ahead.
Actually, sir, we are still in our campus. We are not started, sir, that incubation center. Actually, we have to initiate, sir. Actually, my research area is actually the low cost automation for machinery. I developed some devices, actually, sir. Then we can have that the prototype model, and want to make some business model. Actually, I need your. Can we collaboratively work, sir?
Yeah, definitely. Offline, you can. You have my number. I am just typing in the chat window, 770-860-5247. So you just type in your. Sorry, that I typed wrongly. Hold on. You type again. It's 860. 1 minute. Yeah, this is my number and this is my email ID. You can note it down. Any student or any faculty members, from anywhere or from RRBA, please, whatever the model you are planning to do, and I don't know why my keyboard has 6. It's not getting typed properly. 1 minute. Okay. All right. So sure, sir. I look forward to associate with you. If we have any other queries from any other person, definitely you can put it in the chat box. Maybe you can connect offline also, because this is like a 1 hour program they arrange. But definitely you want to arrange for any other session for your campus or for your students separately also, I can do. That is not a problem.
Yeah, sure, sir. In our region, actually, our college located in Hyderabad, Karnataka region, actually. Then I'm planning to have that one session, sir, actually, because
yeah, as of now, everything is happening virtually only. Am I right? So
yeah, sure, sir. We can arrange in virtually only. I will take your free time and slot. Then we can have next week or like that.
yeah,
Then
we will talk offline about that. Yes.
Yes, sir. Actually,
Yeah,
two of my projects, actually, they got some live projects they're doing. They are going to patentable, actually, and they're doing in Hyderabad, some US-based company. Similarly, our students are doing some good initiatives, but they need some supports like you. It is very useful webinar actually what I am attended actually. Thank
Sure.
you for the RSC management. Actually, I came there in the even offline. I attended one alter hyper workshop actually from mechanical department. I was a participant in that campus. Once again, I'm very happy to join with your teams there actually. Thanks the management, principal, and all the members who have taken this initiative in this useful webinar. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. And Dr. Cyril, there's one more professor.
Hello, sir.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah, myself, Professor D. N. Sangmesh, sir.
Oh, yeah. You are with Dr. Sangamesh with the RRBA, am I right, sir? RRC.
No, sir. I am from some other institutions.
Oh, okay. Please,
Yeah.
Please give a brief intro about yourself, and you can say, like, what level you have set up your incubation center in your institution.
Surely, sir. Definitely. Thanks for giving me an opportunity, sir. So myself, working in the one of the engineering college located in North Karnataka, Raichur. So just now, what our one more participant, Dr. Rajshekar Matpathy sir, has spoken with you, no, sir, just now. So,
Yes.
So he's also part of our region itself only. So it's a North Karnataka place, sir. So I'm proud to say that I am from the place that is the district which is having the one and only one active gold mine in our entire India.
Oh,
so
awesome.
I'm part of that team. I'm part of that district. So, and coming to this, sir, our college, as what Rajshekar Matpathy sir has told, even we too also still planning for that. Okay, and with your this today's session, so I got an insight of all the things. Okay, what the about the incubation or the accelerators or the venture setups. Okay, so we have got the clear idea. So I think very shortly, okay, I'll try to discuss with our the higher ups, and I'll get back to you, sir, so that we need your support, sir. Definitely, because we are.
I look forward for that.
Definitely, because when with this sort of clarity and with this much of enthusiasm, you are ready to help us, means. So I think we will be the luckiest people. Okay, so if we make use of you people, I think, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, definitely. See, for example, RRGA has been associated with us for almost 3 years, and they very religiously follow all the programs. Each program monthly or it's an quarter wise. In IAC they do that, and even if they don't have central government fund, they pull their own fund and they're setting up their incubation center. So this is the commitment RRBA is having. So in the same way, every institution, it's a very easy thing, like people like you are there, and easily you can convince your management and set up certain things. Am I right? Very easily. That can, you don't have to wait for DST fund or AIM fund for you to set up incubation center. That will follow eventually. See, 5 years back there was less competition for incubation fund, but now for a single grant or a single incubation support fund, there are 1,000+ applications. So you have to stand out in the crowd saying, hey, I have developed, I have 2 or 3 startup in my campus. This I use my own fund and we have developed this. Now I need a central or state government fund. Then the government will be willing to listen to you, and very easily you can do. The thing is, the institution immediately jumping into saying, I need a grant, only then I can run it. Not necessarily. So that's what I take a very classic example how Rajarajeshwari group of institution has convince their chairman, because the chairman has a vision to create job creators and startup entrepreneurs. So
yes, sir.
if that vision is aligned, every institution you can build. Am I right? So very easy for India to be like a top leader in creating more startups in the world. Now we have 50,000 startups. So people like you, Dr. Sangamesh, or people like the previous person who is talking to me, Dr. Rajshekar or
Rajshekar Matpathy.
Yeah, you have to come forward in each of your institution where we can generate local employment or local economy by creating incubation centers with your own funds. It's not a tough job by convincing, because you have ample space now and a few resource person you have to pull in, and get some students. Of course, in a given institution, there will be like only 5% of the students are very interested in entrepreneurial journey. No problem. You need not convert all the 100 people to an entrepreneur. I mean, even if it's a 5-10 student, you make them, start a startup with those students. So that will be the first, a good foundation that you're laying.
Surely, sir. Definitely. Whatever you were telling, yeah, that is also possible, because earlier I think what you were telling, so it was difficult to have a entrepreneurial atmosphere or the startup idea because of the lack of information and the support. But I think now, because of whatever the startup policies that Indian government, central government has been brought up, so and with the support of people like you, okay, I think it is not a difficult task to have the colleges to have their own startup ideas or their incubation centers. So I think it is not far more to have each individual college will be having their own incubation center.
Definitely. You don't need like a 20 or 30 startup. Even to start with, just go with 2 or 3 startup in your campus, and that is okay. You select like 5 to 10 entrepreneurs, and then who are interested, just help them, fund them, bring external resource person to guide them. That's it. It is. If you do that in a systemic manner, by 1-2 years, you will be in a stage to receive central government or state government fund to the tune of crores, I would say. So just prove that, and then approach funding agencies very easy.
Yeah, yes, sir. Surely, sir. We will plan for that. Actually, with your support, I think we will work with extra zeal. Okay, so
Great.
thanks for giving the
Thanks for joining.
opportunity,
Good.
and I support. I thank for the RRC management also for making us as the one of the participant for this informative sessions,
Especially,
and
if you're connected
giving
with
an oversight.
Dr. Amudraj of, he's IAC president. I would say that he
Can I
has
get
extra energy. Like I have seen. It's not because I'm here. I'm saying this. I have seen him. I know
Of
him
course.
for past 3 years. So he called me sincerely on a regular time interval, saying he don't want to miss even a single program. He got more bonus, in fact, points in IAC. He not only the
Obviously, sir.
regular mandatory program he does all the programs. So that is a beauty in him. Whether it's a self-driven or IAC-driven activity, he does many programs. There's the only person with that much energy, and he and both Dr. Ramanan, they're doing a fantastic job, I would say. So you have to give first of all, you have to thank him. He has, like how he has given opportunity to me. He has also, given you also to be part of this. That is a great thing.
Yeah, then I think it's not right if I convey my thanks to only you, sir. So I do convey my thanks to Professor. That is the sir. Okay. So thank you, sir. Thanks for giving this opportunity. And can I get sir number, sir? Hello, sir.
Dr. Amudha, sir, hello.
Amrut, yeah, sir. Amrut, sir. His contact number, sir, please.
97427
97427, sir.
38238.
38238. Okay, sir.
Yes. Okay.
Fine, sir. Fine, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Amrut, sir.
Guys, somebody is doing annotation, so if you can erase it, that'll be great. One minute. Clear. Yeah, guys. So before we wind up today's session, so if you have any queries, you can come forward, or we can take a quick peek before we leave one more time. So I'll stop sharing my screen here. Guys, you can come in video. Maybe Dr. Rajshekhar, Mr. Cyril, you can unmute your video if you can. So it'll be good, since we are part of this today. So.
Next time,
guys, please mute. If you're not talking, please mute yourself. Yes, sir. Yeah. All right, guys. One minute. I'm taking. Anybody want to? Guys, please. Yeah. All right, guys. So thank you so much for joining today. So I'm just closing today's session.